All right, you ready?
Okay, adjust yourself.
I'm not moving much because I'm not doing any talking.
Yeah, but you do. This a lot.
I know, but you got me a new chair for my birthday, so I'm going to be very still until I replace this one. Welcome back to Talking Story. My name is John Min, and
Look, I'm here again.
she's here again. It's book club with the missus, but it's a little different this time.
Just a little bit.
You are going to do your first top 10 list.
Yes.
I'm kind of all a quiver.
You're a quiver?
I'm like that little square Jell-O in the school cafeteria.
What color Jell-O are you?
It's always red. It was always red.
Always red?
Yeah, when you carry it to your...
I always liked the blue one until I found out it was sugar-free.
We didn't have blue, man. My school was too small.
No.
All right. Well, so you're going to do a top... Tell me what this top 10 list is. A little different.
It's a little different, and we're going to go with some literary fiction that is also fantastical, and just titles you might not have heard of or might not be on your radar. So it would be top 10 literary fantastical fiction, maybe not on your radar.
That's out of our comfort zone of the bookstore.
A little bit.
Cross
on the genre reader side, it might be a little stretch to say, ooh.
But it's well worth the trip.
Well worth the trip, I would say. And as someone who came from a literary fiction background, these are writers that were kind of gateway drugs for me.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And just got me interested in genre in general. And so there are a lot who are just pushing the boundaries of what literary fiction is.
So you kind of came all the way, because I know when you were young, you started kind of with Stephen King and stuff. Then you went more literary, and then you come all the way back around. Like, this is kind of, okay.
Yes.
So worlds collide with some of these titles.
Worlds collide with some of these titles.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so are you going 10 down to your number 1, or is this in no uncertain order? Just these are things to try.
This is actually alphabetical, so I can be fair.
Cool.
This is a smorgasbord.
I love it.
So I didn't want to rank them because there's no point. This is like some of these are like apples and oranges. Like, how do you compare?
It's like an apple pie and a cathedral.
Exactly.
Both delicious.
Both for different reasons.
There you go. Yeah.
And so when I'm talking about these, what I'm talking about is like if you could imagine yourself at a big buffet, like an all you can eat, and you might have some that are just like, oh, here's a cucumber and here's a carrot.
Awesome.
And we're gonna, they go together. It's like, oh, look at this.
You know me.
But then here is some pudding.
Oh, pudding. I was going to say, I don't eat veggies. You know I don't eat veggies, but
and then
pudding.
you're in the middle of some raw steak.
All right, give me the steak. So hit me. We're starting with A's?
We're starting, exactly. But
okay.
I don't have an A. I have a B.
I'm ready. I'm all in. And here, this is me sitting still for the rest of it.
I doubt it. All right, for, I guess, number 10. Mm-hmm. I'm going to mess up that number system.
I'll try and keep count for you. We're at 10. Okay, I'll do this.
All right, number 10, I've got A.S. Byatt. Real name Antonia, so I might call her that. She is a British writer and recently departed the earth. Departed the earth. That's wrong. Yes. Last year we lost her to old age.
Okay. I thought.
I know.
What
am I talking about?
I thought Bezos put her on a rocket or something there for a minute.
She's deed.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
All right.
I mean, like, her writing is just fine, even though she's gone. She's just.
Her work remains.
Her work, yes. Yeah. So she, like a lot of the writers on this list, is British. She is writing a dark fable collection called Little Black Book of Stories. And it was recent in terms of, it was like in the 2000s. So it's one of her more recent works. She's like, she'll just have like a really lightly written work, but entirely threatening and menacing.
Ooh,
in that really cool British way. Mm-hmm. It's like finding like going through reading A.S. Byatt is like going through the forest and finding like delicious little jewels on the moss covered your floor of that's what it's like.
Of the forest.
She's just delectable like
so
that.
she leaves little jewels along the forest that you follow to something that...
To like a very terrible monster.
Wow, oh, I love this. Okay, awesome.
All right.
And what's the name of the collection again?
This is Little Black Book of Stories. The lead story is called The Thing in the Forest. Just to kind of get you interested, is about two girls who are evacuated from the London Blitz in the 40s to a countryside manor where they find something really horrible in the forest.
That sounds awesome. We're
really
off to a great
awesome.
start.
Yeah, we are.
This sounds like a great start. Okay.
I would also say if you've tried her, maybe you've heard of the movie, what's the one with Idris Elba, honey? The 10,000 Years of Longing. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's got a collection called The Gin and the Nightingale, from which that movie was taken. And so she's no stranger to this kind of stuff.
Awesome.
She's great. In the same vein, number 9, I've got Angela Carter. She also a Brit, also writing dark fables, but she does a little bit more of a reconstruction. The book that I have to try is called The Bloody Chamber. It's a reworking of a lot of fairy tales, the main one being Blackbeard, about the, here, my new wife, we're here in the castle. Don't go in the basement.
Don't open that door.
I'm gonna leave the keys right here.
Yeah,
yeah. It's bad. So she's rewritten that. She's re-geared all of the tropes, so they're really fresh. She is a harder hitting writer compared to A.S. Byatt.
Oh,
She's more sensual. She's the raw meat in this delicatessen. She's
steak tartare.
Yeah, like she's a writer who can grab me by the throat and just shake me like a chicken. And just like, I'm gonna be shook.
That's my kind of writer. Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
The lead story in The Bloody Chamber is a gothic romance. We got the castle, the mysterious husband leaves the wife to the keys and then goes away, and something awful happens. And she's also rewritten Beauty and the Beast in this collection, Puss in Boots, Snow White.
Oh, wow.
She's got some vampires, she's got some werewolves, and she will smack you around.
Love that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Not for children.
Yeah, it's 2 for 2. That sound amazing.
Glad to hear it. My number 8, I've got it with me today. It's like show and tell.
What do we got?
I've got Eowyn Ivies. Eowyn Ivies.
I like Eowyn Ivy.
Now, if you get the name Eowyn from Lord of the Rings, you'll see that she was born to write some fantastical fiction.
I don't know if that's in frame. I'll hold it for you.
Oh, good. Okay. So Eowyn Ivy has a well-known book called The Snow Child. So I've picked a lesser known of her books called To the Bright Edge of the World. And I read this recently. I'm totally in love with this book. This is an Alaskan writer. So you're going to get some, beautiful... this is not as dark. It's dark, but it's not as dark as the previous two. You're going to get some beautiful scenery and some odd things happening because these people are out in the middle of nowhere and stuff happens.
I read Snow Child. Does it does it kind of capture that loneliness?
Yes.
That type of Alaskan
it's loneliness
vista can
and
bring.
It's this one has much more of a connection to the indigenous people. So there's just a lot of we're white people and we have no idea what's happening here.
But they've got their folklore probably have a really great.
It's totally. So this follows an Alaskan expedition in 1885. Mapping the Wolverine River. And there are a couple of narrative threads that go along. One is in the present, 2 are in the past, and they're encountering tribes without boundaries. And I'm talking without spiritual boundaries. They're animal, human, spiritual worlds. They're all melding together. And it's a gorgeous book. It has one of my favorite characters from this year in it. He's a shaman, raven, shapeshifter. And he's just complete chaos. He's Loki. It's just
that's always a favorite of yours.
Always fun. You never know what he's gonna
do.
So, To the Bright Edge of the World by Eowyn Ivy, highly recommended by me.
All right. What's up next?
What number are we on? 7?
Yes.
Yes. 7. I've got Jess Kidd, The Night Ship.
Oh.
Jess Kidd is an Irish writer. She blends a lot of the dead world. You would see A.S.
Yes.
Byatt there.
Yeah. Sure.
You would and the live world in a lot of her writings. This is her most recent book, The Night Ship. She's got some really enjoyable language. Like when she writes, I am writing down her sentences because I love them so much.
Yeah.
And she's just really quirky and whimsical.
Yeah.
This book is pretty dark, and it's got two narratives. One is a historical narrative. It's from 1628. There's a shipwreck stranding 300 survivors in a horrifying outcome. And then there's a modern day, which is more like a contemporary, but it's 1980s, not total.
Yeah.
In Australia, and there's a little boy living temporarily with his father on the island where
this happened. Yeah.
So, things go wrong. And what I really love about what Jess Kidd is doing here, as opposed to her other books, if you've read them, and if you have read this, I would recommend you pick up either himself or the the Things in Jars. Mm-hmm. Those are really fun. Also dark. I'm just dark. So the thing about The Night Ship is that it's going more for maybe this is happening and maybe it isn't happening kind of feeling.
Sure.
So it's much more magical realism than the other books have been.
Yeah. The narrator's a bit unreliable. You did have me read
Right.
this. I really did enjoy it, and I love the it's like this amazing haunting through time.
Yeah.
This time bending of a haunting. It's really well done.
Yes.
Tough to do a good ghost story, and she absolutely nailed it, I thought.
The Night Ship by Jess Kidd.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Man, you are blowing through this. This is like you're
I know. Well, Buddy
a pro.
Buddy told me not to talk so much. Okay, number 6 is...
You know, what does that kid know?
Nothing.
All right.
Hand me
this
the
one?
book, baby. This is The Prophet Song by Paul Lynch. This one won the Booker Prize last year. This book shook me. Like, I read this bad boy in maybe like a day and a half. I couldn't stop reading it.
Yeah. This
another Irish writer.
Mm-hmm.
He is writing a family's view in Ireland of the Irish descent into authoritarianism.
I remember you told me this. Yeah.
So this is a bit of a speculative dystopian. And it's really, it's breathless. A lot of the writing would be, I would say, a little bit more difficult. But once you're in it and you've got the rhythm of it, give it, not even a lot, not a David Mitchell amount. Give it about 3 or 4 pages before you're going, oh, my Lord have mercy. This is really interesting. A lot of it is about the minutia of daily life in authoritarianism dissension, because it's just like every day there's something new. We never know what's coming, who's going to be taken, who's going to be kidnapped, what kind of things are going on with it. Like, do we have water, do we have power, it's just incredibly tense. It's dread filled, it's without many paragraph breaks, so it's just really told, maybe almost like you would hear it audibly, like you would hear a spoken word version of this really well. So it's a magical experience. Like, I would be jealous of anybody starting this book again, and I would never touch it again. Like, it just... You
wouldn't reread it?
Good Lord, no.
Too much.
I was just, it almost gave me a heart attack.
Wow. Okay, we're halfway through. We've already had dark fairy tales, ghost stories through time, alternate history, dystopian. You're on a roll. This is an amazing list.
Thank you. I hope so.
Okay. All right. So we're kind of like at the halfway mark?
We're at the halfway mark.
Hey, just a quick break from the show to say a very special thank you to all of our correspondents, our directors, and our producers here that help us build the channel. Together, they do so many things. They help us make decisions. They help us keep the lights on and keep rolling, all the way up to taking over our channel once a month and getting their content on our channel. If you're interested and you have any questions about it, right down there in the description box under the Patreon link, you can find out all about it. And just a very special thank you to all of these people. Now, back to the show.
Oh, this is another book I read this year. I'm a late comer to this party for Circe by Madeline Miller. Madeline Miller is writing some updated versions of Greek heroes, myths connected to Odysseus. Circe is a being in Odysseus who, well, she's a half goddess, is she, or a full goddess? Just like a minor deity.
Yeah.
Who turns Odysseus's men into pigs. So what she's got is just let's see her story, and it is fascinating. And if you at all love the Greek myths, like the Homer, the Iliad and the Odyssey or whatever, this is going to be exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
This is dramatic, engaging, easily accessible. It's told episodically like the Odyssey is. Even if you don't like the Odyssey, and to be honest, I could take it or leave it. I was totally brought into this book.
You didn't put this one down.
I was really excited about it, and really excited about the storytelling. It's very character focused. It's totally bingeable, like a TV season.
Yeah.
Like you just go like from one thing to another to another to another.
I did read Achilles, and I thought it's like, wow, if you took the Greek myths.
That's her first book, A Song of Achilles.
If you took some of the Greek myths, in this case the Trojan War and the build up to it, and you kind of made it like episodic television.
Right, like a Netflix series.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So Circe is sort of a sequel to her first book, which is Song of Achilles. But I read them out of order, and I've just been fine. So
you can start with that one.
Right. People like Song of Achilles quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it as much because I felt by the time she's writing Circe, she's grown so much.
Oh, wow.
And like I was taking a step backwards a bit.
Okay.
So, enjoy both in order. That way you can really, really get the most out of what she's trying to do.
Was Circe a demigod, or she was just a witch? I thought she was just a witch.
Am I boring you?
No, that just came on me. I thought she was just a witch, but that could just be my bad memory.
Yeah, she's a demigod.
Is she?
Yeah,
Okay.
She's, I can't even remember right now.
You read the book.
I did. Helios. Who's that? Sun god? Yes, with the chariot?
Yeah, that would be Apollo.
Mm.
Moving on.
I'm going to pretend.
Okay, well, we're moving on. Yeah, we're moving on.
What number are we at?
I think we're at 4.
4. 4? I believe you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got, at number 4, a gothic horror called Melmoth by Sarah Perry. Sarah Perry, you'll probably know from The Essex Serpent. If you liked The Essex Serpent, well, Melmoth is really different because I hated The Essex Serpent. I thought it was boring. Melmoth is not. Melmoth is like take you by the throat. And I'm not going to say like Angela Carter chicken shaking. I'm going to say just like the narrative doesn't let you go. Mm-hmm. And there's got a lot of tropes in it.
Gentle shaking.
Gentle
shaking. Like when you're putting that baby to sleep shaking.
Like a gentle, like the gentle cycle on the washer.
Yeah, the daddy jiggle. When you're putting the baby to sleep.
The jello jiggle.
The jello jiggle? See, it all comes back around.
It's a jello jiggle.
I love a repeating bit.
So this is Melmoth by Sarah Perry, and we are talking about Melmoth the Wanderer, and this time it's a woman, and she's really nasty. So if you think about that like thing from the movie The Ring, that crawls out of the TV, that thing, that's
it's a ballpark. That's your ballpark?
Yeah. So it's about a Prague translator. Prague is always fun for
Prague's
Come
always
on.
Yeah.
Fears she's being haunted by Melmotka, and she's a woman who wanders the earth. Everybody in the story is witnessing atrocities now and in the past. These are dark history moments, and it's really about defiance in the face of power. How do we get from that to that? It's just I just thought it was just not only incredibly fun, but really well written and really, for me, a great winter read. I was just really loved that in a cup of tea. Good stuff.
It. Okay, awesome.
Good stuff.
Awesome. So she's cursed to watch these horrible moments in history, to walk the earth.
Right.
That's going all the way.
And to force others to watch them.
Going all the way back to the Melmoth. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like it?
Yeah. No idea what number we're on.
3.
3. I have it.
Oh.
Yes.
I will hold it.
This is St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves by Karen Russell. This is a short story collection. This is irreverent with humor, surprise, and poignancy. If I could snap my fingers and become a writer, I would be Karen Russell. She's just absolutely delightful.
Because you're my favorite writer.
Yeah.
And you would become her?
Yeah, I would. The lead story is about some girls, some preteen, teen girls, literally raised by wolves, then taken to nuns who try to shape them up to get them back into humanity. It's their reintegration in society. These stories are all really quirky. There's she's got other short story collections I recommend called Vampires in the Lemon Grove, and Orange World, and all of them have that element of high quirk.
So it's true flights of fancy.
Flights of fancy, and just very fantastical, and just like humorous and cutting, and
make you feel good or cutting?
Oh no! It's like humorous, like that's really funny.
I probably shouldn't laugh at that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So in other stories in here, like we've got boys searching for their dead sister. We've got a summer camp for disordered sleepers. We've got a gator wrestling theme park. I mean, she's just kind of like all over the map. But
that's a great map.
I adore it.
Yeah.
I adore this collection, and she's just fantastic. So highly recommended. Karen Russell, St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves.
I love this because a collection, you can just try things quickly.
Yes.
If you want to move out of our comfort zone in the bookstore and you want to grab something and you just, let me just dip my toe in and see.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
She's also highly anthologized, so you can probably find her in a lot of short story collections.
All right.
And we're at number 2.
Number 2.
Let's do it.
Oh, you got it?
Right, I do. This is, this is a special book.
Yeah, I know you love this book. I need to read
You haven't read this book?
I have not read this book, and I do need to read this book.
You do?
Yeah, I really think I would love it.
This that we're talking about is Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders. And if you don't know, a bardo is it's an Eastern religion phrase for kind of a purgatory. What's going on in this book? It's very unconventional. But we've got Abraham Lincoln grieving the death of his 11-year-old boy Willie of typhoid fever in the White House. This book is about the ghosts who supervise him in the graveyard and get used to his afterlife. And they watch his father come and grieve, and they meet the other ghosts. So it's a little like graveyard book, but it's very much darker.
Yeah.
It's abrupt, it's funny, it's dark, it's tragic. It made me cry, shaking sobs at the end, because I think it's a beautiful book about grief, about the human nature of grief, about us clinging to life, clinging to people who have gone, like A.S. Byatt. It just really, it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. This book is normally on literary shelves, but it belongs in the fantastical fiction genre. It's just got, it's just got these crazy ghosts, and this is unconventional writing. What you're going to get is just a highly interruptive style of this guy taking quotes from books about Abraham Lincoln, and all of them have different memories of that night that his son died. It was a full moon, it was a half moon, there was no moon. It was just, and it's showing you at first the impermanence of human memory. And then by the time you get to the graveyard... So
our looking back is so flawed because it's through our own...
It's hurting my chest to talk about this book because it's so gorgeous.
We're flawed as
we are flawed.
So looking back
and it's facts.
Yeah.
And then you have these facts, which are real books. He said he took some from actual historical books and he made some up. And then it's sprinkled in at the beginning with these narratives from these ghosts who are supervising young Willie. And their stories about how they got there, how they died, and it's just basically a collective graveyard journey of what is keeping these people here,
and not going crossing all the way over. So it's an entire in a fantastical story. It's the entire human experience.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. The audiobook is a full cast version with some very famous people.
Wow, okay.
I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if I would try it, but if that's your jam, it's very popular with
Okay,
the
all right.
audiobook. There we go.
I do need to get to that.
I want to say this about George Sanders first,
Yeah.
is that like he doesn't always write fantastical, but when he does, he's pretty crude. And there's a short story out there on the internet called Sea Oak, Seaoak. You can Google it, and it's free to read. It is the baudiest ghost story I've ever read, and I love it.
Okay. All right.
And that's one that we use
That's one- and you could-
MFA fiction.
You could check that for free.
We can check it out for free. You see if you like his style.
I dig that. Okay. You got one left?
I got one left,
Oh.
and it's a biggie.
All right, it's a biggie. What we got?
It is Jessamine Ward,
Oh, yeah.
Sing Unburied Sing. This is a literary book. This is another very heavy hitter. It is a very heavy book. It's got crackling prose and a brutal story with lyric quality. It's a family in rural Mississippi struggling with racism and poverty and drugs, and they're going on a road trip to pick up their father from prison. There's comparisons to Toni Morrison's Blvd, and they are apt. They are.
Yeah.
It's just about it's basically a Jim Crow Blvd.
It's a ghost story like
Yes.
Beloved, but it's
Right.
the social relevance is heavy.
So heavy.
Yeah.
It's got the adversity and the strength of the African American community through all that they're going through in this prison farm, which is just probably should be highly illegal and isn't. And anyway, she's written another one quite recently called "Let Us Descend." So if you know of Sing Unburied Sing and like that, do check out her most recent "Let Us Descend," which is another fantastical leap, but in slavery times. And she's not going to be an easy read, but she's going to really move you from one place to another. So highly recommend her. Just a brilliant, heartbreaking book. Loved it.
Wow.
Those are.
This is amazing. Not one of these have I heard on another BookTube Top Lin list. They're all fantastical stories that will emotionally move you, it sounds like, and make you think. And what a great list.
Thank you.
What a fresh air list. Refreshing fresh air list.
Refreshing fresh air list.
Yeah, that's amazing. What a great job.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you very much. I really tried to, because your community's been so gracious to me.
They
Especially
blew up your TBR. They blew up yours, yeah. So it's only fair.
I wanted to repay the favor.
Absolutely.
And this list is actually not counting any of the ones that we mentioned heavily on this channel, like David Mitchell, or last time I was on, I mentioned Perla by Carolina de Robertis, who, an Argentinian writer. Cloud Cuckoo Land, Victor Laval. There's just so much out there that you can grab as far as a literary level, whatever that means. I'm not going to define that.
Yeah, some of the stuff on our shelf should definitely be over on those literary shelves, and this shows us vice versa.
Vice versa.
Absolutely.
Can I show my cup? Dennis Myers sent this to me.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
That's such a beautiful cup.
I'm going to take a drink while you thank your
frosty
Patreons.
beverage. Hey, thank you. That's amazing.
You have to thank your Patreon.
I'm going to, but I thank you first, because that's an amazing list. And
Thank you.
Maybe we could, like Lincoln by the Bardo, if you would do a reread, we could maybe do book club one month.
Maybe. We'll see, because that's just a really tough one.
It's a lot? Okay, all right. Well, we'll figure it out.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We've got plenty of stuff we haven't both read.
Oh, that is, we should always pick something we both haven't read. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. Let us know in the comments if you're going to try any of these. Right down there in the description, we're going to make sure there are links.
Yes.
If you want to check these out, links there are click away for you. While you're down there, if you want to check any out, hey, leave comments for us. The whole reason we started this channel was we love comments. We love to talk books with people that love books and love the kind of books we love. So we're going to answer them as quickly as humanly possible. It's the whole reason why we started this channel.
It is.
And while you're down there, hey, awesome way to support the channel. It seems like a no-brainer, but it really helps us. It's that little thumbs up button.
It helps a lot.
Yay, it's like the Fonz. It's the old days like the Fonz, and it helps us reach more people and make more friends and get our stuff further out there.
And grow the community for you.
And absolutely.
Who knows who will pick up next?
Who knows? It's bizarre. It's crazy. And the last thing, and this is amazing, if you've stopped by a time or two, maybe you've never stopped by, because you're more literary, and this is your first time stopping by, right? And you wanted to give it a shot.
Welcome.
Hey, right down there, we talk about books all the time, sci-fi, horror, fantasy, kind of right in those genres. And if you want to hang out and be a part, hit that subscription button. It takes no time at all. Boop, it's like a microsecond, and you're done. And it's the most amazing way to support us. And I swear, I've done it a million times for other booktubers because I want to follow them and be friends and see what they're reading. And it makes you feel good.
Does it give you a feeling?
It's on the.
What is it?
Oh, it's on the. It's on the. It's a tingle.
It's a tingle.
It gives you a tingle. I see. Joining a group, getting out there, sharing the human experience, talking about art, hitting that subscription button, and becoming a part of a community absolutely gives you a tingle, and that's just science.
Oh, it is. I've heard there's a.
Oh, it's coming.
There's a thesis in the making.
There will be a peer-reviewed panel. Paper proving to our son that the tingle is real.
I love that.
I do too.
I love these people so much.
I love it. Oh, I should. I'll show you later. Yeah.
You haven't done the Patreon.
No, that's all taken care of.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. We've moved on. So thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna hit Amy with everything that she's missed as we move forward, so she knows. Thanks so much. If you're here, that means you're book people, and in our book, that makes you the best people. My name is John Minton. This is my amazing wife,
Amy.
with such a great list. I'm blown away. I want to pick up all these.
This isn't our.
But I haven't. I've only read, I think, 2 of those.
Okay.
You blew up my TBR.
Okay.
And this has been Talking Story.